Have you ever wondered what it feels like to chase a dream so hard that it tears you apart inside? To smile in front of millions while silently breaking down backstage? To give the world everything and yet feel like you're still not enough? What if I told you that behind the calmest face in BTS lies a storm? A storm made of pain, silent tears, and hidden scars. Yoon-gi, the world knows him as Suga, but few know the boy who suffered, struggled, and sacrificed behind that name. Do you really know the full story? If you've ever cried listening to Suga's lyrics, if you've ever felt understood by his voice, comment below and let us know. Which moment of his journey touched your heart the most? This is the heartbreaking, powerful story of Suga. A story that starts with a little boy in Daegu, South Korea. Born into a family that didn't believe music could ever be a real job, Yoon-gi learned very early that he'd have to fight, not just the world, but his own home, for his dreams. At the age of 13, he started composing music, learning production software all by himself. While kids were playing games, Yoon-gi was sitting alone in a computer lab, experimenting with beats, writing rhymes, and dreaming silently. He joined the underground rap scene, performing under the name Gloss. He was talented. No, he was gifted. But talent means nothing when you're poor, unsupported, and struggling every day to survive. He worked multiple part-time jobs to support himself. One of them was delivering food on a bicycle. On one of those deliveries, he met with a major accident. A car hit him hard. He fell, injured his shoulder badly, but he told no one. Why? Because he was scared he'd be kicked out of the company. He was just a trainee at Big Hit, a nobody, just another dreamer in a city full of them. Can you imagine hiding a serious injury just because you're too scared of losing your only chance? He continued training, dancing, practicing, writing, bleeding inside, but never showing it. At Big Hit's audition, he wasn't even there to be an idol. He came as a producer. But his rap? It silenced the room. He was selected, but not as a rapper. They told him, just help us make beats. Still, he stayed, because he believed something better was coming, and it did. BTS was formed, but their early days were nothing short of torture. They had no money, no support. They lived in a tiny dorm, 7 boys sharing one room, eating cheap meals, practicing till their bodies gave out. And Yoon-gi? He still had that injured shoulder, untreated, weakening more every day. He kept going, silent, calm, focused, but inside, he was collapsing. Depression hit him like a storm. There were days he couldn't get out of bed, days he stared at the ceiling, wondering if it was all worth it. He wrote lyrics not for fame, but for survival. Music became his therapy, his only escape. He once said, "There were times I thought about ending everything." Imagine that. A global icon, a role model, suicidal. And yet, he got up every single time. Why? Because of one thing. The dream. The fans. The belief that maybe, just maybe, his pain could help someone else survive theirs. Songs like The Last, First Love, and So Far Away weren't just songs, they were confessions. He opened his diary, bled into it, and turned the pages into art, and armies listened. One fan commented, "Suga's music saved my life. When I had no one, his voice held me." Another wrote, "He doesn't talk much, but he speaks directly to my soul." But the pain didn't stop. Fame doesn't heal scars. It just hides them under lights and applause. His shoulder got worse. By 2020, he had to stop. Doctors said surgery was the only option left. He disappeared from stages. BTS continued without him. And fans? They cried, prayed, waited. Months passed. He came back, quietly, still healing, still hurting. But something had changed. His eyes were deeper, his voice heavier, his lyrics darker, wiser, and even more honest. He stopped pretending in interviews. he talked openly about mental health, about the pressure, about the loneliness, about how being strong doesn't mean being okay. He once said, "I don't want fans to think we're perfect. I want them to know we're human, just like them." And he proved it, again and again. When BTS faced burnout, Suga was the first to say, "We need rest." When fans felt scared, he reassured them with quiet strength. When the world expected perfection, he gave them truth, because Yoon-gi isn't just Suga. He's the boy who fought the world and won. But at what cost? He missed out on youth, on freedom, on peace. But he gave us music, healing, honesty. He gave us himself. So now ask yourself, how many artists would choose pain if it meant saving someone else? Yoon-gi did, and that's why he's not just a rapper. He's a survivor, a fighter, a light in someone's darkest night. If you've ever been touched by Suga's words, if you've ever cried to his voice, drop a purple heart in the comments. Let him know he wasn't alone in his pain, that his fight meant something, because even though the world sees him as calm, quiet, and cool, we know the fire he hides. We know the battle he fought. We know the strength it took to smile through the pain and to sing when his heart was breaking. This is Min Yoon-gi's story, and it's far from over.